A young girl alone on a raft. A mysterious yacht accident. A missing family. It's a strange and tragic tale. The 12th of November 1961. The Sinking Bluebell. A murderer's story. An 11-year-old at sea. For 84 gruesome hours, Terry Jo stared death in the face. Unyielding. Unflinching. A miracle. All the while, Julian Harvey was telling his story to the Coast Guard. The story where he was the only survivor of a squall-struck bluebell. It was moving and intriguing. How the ship had sunk all 5 members of the Duperrault family, including his wife, Mary Dean. The ship had caught fire, and even if he had exhausted 2 fire extinguishers, there was no significant effect. He had found a life jacket wrapped Terry Jo floating in the water, dead. Dr. Duperrault wanted to take his family on a vacation where they'd tour the world. Heightened excitement and the satisfaction of a good time was the goal. Dr. Duperrault, Jean, his wife, and their 3 children, 14-year-old Brian, 7-year-old Renee, and 11-year-old Terry Jo were aboard, together with Harvey the sailor, and his wife. We found another survivor. It was Captain Barber's voice breaking through the air of the Coast Guard hearing room. If just a sentence could be so unsettling, no one exactly knew. Harvey was panicky and restless. The real Terry Jo had been clinging to a cork float. For 84 hours under the watch of a murderous son, Terry Jo had tasted death for the first time in her life. The true story would surface. Like a flower, blooming late. After a week of snorkeling, spearfishing and savoring the wonders undersea, Terry Jo had gone to unwind beneath the cabin. The screams that woke her up would change her life forever. The pretty, animal-loving blonde who wanted to be Tarzan sometimes, had gone. In her place, the resilient Tia Fassbender, who was ready to stick through the long haul, was born. She went above deck to the horrific sight of her mother and brother lying in a pool of their own blood. Harvey was standing right above them with a gruesome look printed on his face. Terry was shaken to her core. Harvey had murdered his wife and stabbed the rest of the Duperrault family to death. Harvey pushed a shaken Terry Jo back below deck and then watched her as the deck began to fill with water. His huge frame on the doorpost was like a soft mockery in her face. While the ship sank deeper and deeper, he quickly sank the sailboat, hoping to leave in a dinghy. When Harvey was rescued by the tanker Gulf Lion, the drowned body of Renee, still putting on her life jacket, was discovered in the dinghy. Nobody exactly knows how Renee got there. They assumed she was Terry. Harvey's psychopathy hadn't just begun though. News had it that Harry had survived a lot of accidents where his wives and other people had died. Also, he wasn't shaken enough for one who had just lost his wife. He was not unstable after the loss of many wives. The last time when his wife had died, he had taken her insurance policy money, and so, even his friends were suspicious of Harvey. Back to the Coast Guard hearing room, Harvey stormed out of the room, leaving everyone puzzled. He would soon be known as the murderer. But Harvey didn't wait for that to happen. He checked into a motel in Miami and slit his thighs and throat. He left life as quickly as he made other people do. His note was casual. It read, "I'm a nervous wreck and just can't continue. I'm going out now. I guess I either don't like life or don't know what to do with it." He requested to be buried at sea, like pouring a libation to all the souls he had murdered. Julian Harvey was buried at sea. After Terry was resuscitated, the whole world took her story up. She was on the front of Life magazine. A blonde, brown-eyed 11-year-old, clinging to a cork floating on the ocean, defying death. Surviving the harsh tropical sun. Terry would later write her memoir in 2010 as Tia Fassbender, almost 50 years after the incident. The book was co-authored by Richard Logan, a psychologist. Alone, Orphaned on the Ocean. She would write the harrowing tale of surviving alone for days in the same ocean where her family was murdered. It's unbelievable how Tear finds solace in water. A sort of nearness to her lost family. And peace. A survivor. Don't forget to hit the like button and comment down below if you like the video. And make sure to subscribe for more interesting stories like this.